Well, it's a nice cold day here in northern Pennsylvania. Oh, I just got done sweeping out the workshop because I used a four-wheeler this morning to plow my driveway and my curb by my house so my wife can park by the curb. You could probably hear that four-wheeler outside. Oh man, is it freezing. Well, I'm out here now. The other day when it was somewhat nice out, a couple days ago, I tore apart that wall heater, and there's 5 screws. Tear all that apart. Come to find out, it was so dirty of sawdust and dirt and spider webs and whatever else is in there. That's the reason why it was giving me fits, because it wasn't getting the air circulation and burning. I don't know if you can see that pilot right there. Now it's finally glowing like it's supposed to. So yeah, it's 33 degrees. Look at the old thermometer right there. Oh, I just started that wall heater up, and I also cleaned this out so it's not making that much of noises like it was before. I know that was pretty much annoying, hearing all those clicking and everything else. But I figured I'd come out here and get things prepared because I would like to finish this today. Since I have time today, it's a Sunday, get this all finished up, started. Oh boy. Yeah, it is freezing out there. Oh my God, I'll stay by the heat. Oh. Yep, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get the workshop heated up so I can work out here and possibly listen to the radio up there. But that's so cold right now, nothing works. That's how old that system is up there. Give you a little walk around here. Yep. There's my Losi Mtxl right there on its stand. Yeah, I thought about getting that rocket stand. I'm thinking about it really seriously. But I hate to have that rocket stand out here in the workshop because it's a dirty area. You know, I don't have really no room inside my computer room in my house. That's where it should be, with me at all times, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. For now, this works out fairly well. Holds up the big boy. Oh, yeah, what a mess I got going on right here. Look at that. I got stuff all over. But that's what you do. You know, you get in the hobby, you enjoy working on things and putting things together and improving it. And oh yeah, I'm not done. For all means, I'm not done with this. I got a lot of things I want to do to this truck here. You know, I'm getting to know this truck a little bit more and more each and every time I work on it. Yeah, I still got to do the front end diff housing right there. Right there, if you can see that. Go around the shock right there. I want to replace that and get that all squared away. But, alrighty. Well, let's get this place heated up. Alright, we're still heating up. I had to shut that off because it's still making noise. It wasn't making noise until just like 10 minutes ago. It's like, oh boy. But one thing I did notice about this heater, guaranteed for life. That is amazing. I bought this off of somebody off of Facebook for 15 bucks. And they met me at the mall parking lot, and some woman, and this is the best investment I ever had for heat. You know, besides this now. This is all I had. Now this. Okay, the temperature now is getting up there. Like 42, even though that says 52. I go by that one right there just because. Alright. This is the torque wrench that I'm going to be using. And it's a Tecton. I don't know how to pronounce that. I've used it a couple times. And I tell you what, it's a real good one. It's not a Harbor Freight or nothing like that. It's actually a pretty decent brand name. Here's the case it comes in. I got this off eBay for like 45 bucks, I think, roughly. So, there's the part number, the 24320. If you want to look that up on eBay, they should still have them on there. So, and this here says if you're storing this for a long time and not in use, store at 20-inch pounds. And that's where it's at right now. It's 20-inch pounds. And there's the other torque specs. We won't go there. We're just interested in this right here. So you got to set this at 65 inch pounds to torque these bolts here for the intake. And you use this gasket right here for up top there. You got to make sure the hole lines up with those holes up there. And then, yeah, we'll Loctite these. I got the blue. And again, don't use the red. So, yeah, I'm just going to let this warm up a bit. This wrench was freezing cold because it's been out here in the workshop for a long time and getting everything heated up. Alrighty, so heat up the workshop a little bit more, then we're going to get started. Alright, so now what I did was I took out the glove. We still have to get this gasket taken off because this is the original gasket, and you can see there's a big old imprint, so you seriously can't really use this gasket over again. You shouldn't. So that's why I decided to change that intake out while I'm here anyways. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and remove this, but I got to make sure I find that hole, that pump hole. I'm pretty sure it's this bottom one is the pump hole, so you can get the gas flowing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. You can see it's all, I don't know, it looks dirt. Of course it's going to be dirty, but it doesn't look like it's in good shape anymore. So that's a 4mm driver. So I have that right now. Sorry for the heater making noise. I got the 4mm driver on. And then we're going to go ahead and take that off. See what she looks like. Alright, there's the intake. It looked like it was cracked right there. See, that's not good. See that little crack? I didn't even notice that. And boy, that can give you problems in the future. Yeah, I'm just looking at this, you know. Yeah, I'm glad I'm changing this out big time. And there's the gasket, which is in fairly decent shape. But I don't like how that was right there. At the corners, barely get enough. Yeah. And then I found out that the pump hole, I keep saying that, is right there at the bottom. Right there. So you gotta worry about that hole reaching the carburetor. You can see my piston in there. It's all the way up. Should be bottom dead center. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean that up just a little bit and go ahead and mount the new intake on there. See, here's a comparison between the two. Yeah, that's there's actually no comparison really. This is a lot better shape, of course, because it's brand new, but it is a little taller, so that means my screws for my carburetor might be affected a little bit. So, alright, so we're going to go ahead and install this real quick. Okay, so now we Loctited. We put blue Loctite on those bolts, which are right there. I got the hole down here, which is weird how that is angled like that, but that's what she says to do. So I just got the bolts snugged in. Here's what I have to do. I had to get a 1/4 inch socket to put that driver down in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and torque it down to 65 inch-pounds. See if I can do this here and hold the camera. Okay, we're just going to snug them up. Oh, did you hear that? Okay, that one's ready. See about the top one here. Yep. I'm going to do it again here on this side, just to make sure. Awesome. Do it again. Alright, that's 65 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds. 65 inch-pounds. Right there she is. And the bolts come with washers and lock washers. So you got to put those on also. So right there we got the nice gasket there. Put on. Everything looks nice and snug. Nice. So now I got to work on taking that gasket off and putting on a different, their white gasket here. And then I'm going to go ahead and mount the carburetor on there. And I'll probably have to clean up that air filter over there by the body. Clean that up, because you got to have all this put together to mount that carburetor on. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and torque down 65 inch-pounds. Put that back in. We'll go ahead and do that. We're just snugging them up right now. Alright. right, here we go. There's that one. And there's that one. Let's go ahead and double check. Put that in there like that. Oh, get in there. Alright. There's that one. And that one. Alright. Now, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to try it out. But I put lock washers, real thin lock washers, on the back side of this plate. And I made sure it wasn't messing around with the choke. It's not hitting the choke whatsoever. You got a mile away. So, I got everything on there. There's what she looks like. She's looking good. That looked good. See, now we got it all sealed up. As you can see way down in there, everything's nice and tight. I put Loctite on all the threads. And now we have, I had to do all this. Let me grab a pointer here. I had to do all this just to get this ball on there. I took everything off because there is no way that I cannot put that ball on the carburetor with it on the truck. It's impossible for me. I mean, a lot of people might have smaller hands and have more patience than I do. I don't have the patience, and I don't have small hands, so all that just to put that on for the throttle linkage. Which is fine, because I always wanted to replace that and make sure those bolts were torqued down. See how that intake is sandwiched between those two white gaskets? That's for the heat. So the heat doesn't go into the carburetor. Well, there we go. Everything's torqued down. I just have to put the rest of the filter on. I have it over there. But yeah, after we get that put back on, then we can install that linkage, and we're going to put the servo horn on. Hopefully it's going to fit the stock servo. We'll find out. Alright, so what I had to do with the air filter, I cleaned them out. I aired this one out nice and clean. This one here I took back into the house. This is your inner filter that goes inside here like that. I washed it with hot, soapy Dawn dish soap. And boy, was it filthy. I should have taken a before and after picture. And then it's out here drying with the noisy electric heater. Make sure there's no water left in it. But I blew it out with my air compressor. So we're going to let this warm up. And then what I'm going to do is, oh, I hate to show this. I know, just remember, I know. I'm going to use this Traxxas foam filter oil. Yes, my truck is still going to run, I hope, with Traxxas on there. But that's what I have laying around right now. It's been sitting here for quite some time. So I'm going to use that for now. Soak this up really good with that. And then we're going to install it back onto the truck. So right now, this is what she looks like. Looking good. So let's go ahead and get this installed. Alright, I really coated that on this side all the way around. We'll go over here. You can see all four sides. I poured a lot of that foam filter oil all over. Make sure you wear rubber gloves for all that so you're not spreading it everywhere on your truck. So I got that right there. So now, well, first of all, I will be replacing this air filter system someday. But for right now, it's going to be good for a while. So we're going to go ahead and take this filter. We're going to put it on. Get it tucked down underneath there. Just like that. Get right there. Alright. That's a 2-stage, I do believe. And plus I have my outerwears, which I will put that back on here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean this up a little bit and go ahead and mount this back on. Alright, we have that mounted back on. Looking good. Nice and tight. You don't have to go too tight with these bolts because they are a 3mm bit, but they do come through the side like that, and they have lock nuts into the plastic, so you can only go so far on that. I just snugged them up and she's good to go. So we're almost done with this side of the truck. Like I said, I just wanted to put that linkage on. I figured, you know, this is a lot easier while everything's apart. Replace if you can. You know, I know everybody says money's tight, and trust me, I know. You know, I'm working 6 days a week just to, you know, make ends meet kind of blows. You know, 6 days a week is kind of rough, 9-hour days. So that's why my time is, I mean, it's going by fast, and that's why I wanted to do this today. Since I had to head the 4-wheeler out to plow, I said this would be a good day to work on my truck. My only day off is Sunday. So yeah, now we have that done. I'll go ahead and put on, if I can find it, the outerwears. Oh, it's over there. I see it, it's over there. I'll put that on last. We'll start up the truck and stuff before that. So let's go ahead and turn the truck around. Boom. Now we got to work on this. What I was told now, the brakes, instead of pulling, it's going to be pushing. So all this has to come out and be like reversed. I have never done that before. So let's go ahead and take it apart. Okay, we got that. So now the air compressor's coming on. Let's shut that off real quick. There we go. Now, I took this out. And you can see, doesn't matter what you do, you can push it and you still have brakes, or you can pull it and still have brakes. See, push and pull. So what we have to do is we gotta take this linkage here. I'm gonna wipe it down, it's a little dirty. I'm going to go ahead. Here's the 3 things for each of the push. So now this will have to go on first, then this, and then this. So let's do that. This is what I mean. Now it's going to push this way for the braking system. See, before you had to pull it. Now it's a push. So then in your radio, you got to reverse the servo, and then it's going to go the correct direction. So now let's see. We have to get the... Oh, let's see what we can do next here. Maybe we should put on that linkage. We'll snap that right on and let it stick out. Let's go grab the linkage. Alright, the linkage is on, but we know that's not right, so I have to turn it like that. And there we have it. It looks like it's awful long. Vroom, vroom, vroom. There it is. Let's go down here and look. You got that snapped on. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Alright. Nice. Yeah, you definitely got to have that bend in there. Like that. See, if that was over here, there is no way that could have reached over because of that right there hitting. So that's why you have to have it like this. Your servo like that. And then your brake system. Alright, we're getting close. We're getting really close. And plus I want to check that grub screw right there while the exhaust is out. Make sure that's tight. I'm going to probably throw some more Loctite into that. See, that's what you do, is you just look around and you start snugging everything you can. Alright, let's get the servo horn on. Well, the servo horn's not quite on yet, but I just realized that the screw for the servo horn, whoops, that's down there now, is on this side, the Titan. So I don't know if I should take that servo back out, install the horn, and put it back on. We might do that. Well, here we are. I had to spend about an hour to figure this linkage out here. And all I can say is wow. Now, I know this is not the right linkage. This is for the 5B. You know, but so you have to customize your fit, which I did. And that kit that I bought for this, I'm not for sure, but this is how it came with this spring and this one and this one, this little locking mechanism. But there's those locking mechanisms that they actually give you with these little tiny grub screws. I can't use those. Not at all. So what I did was I took my linkage right here and I took them off of that and I used those over there. So it's the same size as this one, this one, and this one now. They're all the same size. Now they give you this bolt that will screw down on this horn. I put a locking nut on the bottom, and then that was fairly long bolt. I took it to the grinder after I put the nut on, and ground it down to shorten that up, just in case. So now I reversed the servo and the controller over here. So let me give you a little example of what's going on now. Then plus, before I forget, that little locking screw right there is probably the smallest screw I've ever seen in my life. And I was going to replace that because I could not find a driver or an Allen wrench to fit that. But I finally found one in, come on, focus. There we go, focus. I finally found one. Look how small that is. I almost went to Lowe's. I was going to bring that screw to get the match because they don't tell you. So I highly recommend finding your tools first before you install this. And I highly recommend replacing these so they all look the same. So these are the factory locking things here. Do not use what comes with the kit. They're way too small of grub screws. I mean, that is way too small. So actually I've used a lot. I've used this off of my factory linkage. This here and this is what I've used out of that kit that you had to buy to use this linkage. And there's going to be a lot of adjustment here I got to do. But everything is tightened down. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab the radio here. We're going to put that right there. Turn on the truck. Turn on the radio. So now when I give it throttle, like I was telling you, I reversed it. Well, we'll look right here. There's no binding, no nothing. That's full. So now we're going to go back this way. And we're going to watch that. Right there. We're going to go full. Get in focus. Alright. There's full. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and, well, let's try this other side real quick. This is the right side to actually check to see if it's hitting. Because remember, before, full throttle, it was hitting down below. Oh, no, see? There's a gap. I think there's a little bit of a gap there, which I could probably correct it in the servo. Yeah, she's not hitting. Okay. And that's why we do this here. Okay, now we gotta figure this braking system out. Oh boy, this is pretty tough. Trying to figure all this out, especially for a newbie like myself. This is why I'm filming it. So I'm using their spring right there. It's really tight. Then when you give it brake, that might be a little bit too much spring. We'll see. I might have to adjust that a little bit. So now what we have to do is we got to figure out how to use the braking system. As you can see, well, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the radio and stuff here. Put the radio over here. Go ahead and shut the car off. Shut the radio off. Alright. So, the next problem we're going to see now is how is this going to work? How's this going to hook up to this? And without hitting this, and again, if I have to, I'll cut it. I'll cut that, but I hate to. I really do. I hate to cut that, but I will. Now, I don't want no severe angle either. I mean, yes, you could push that down, and I don't want that. Look at that, how tight. Because, yes, there's a lot of play in that. See, I could go, yeah. I don't want that much tension there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up these and probably swing these arms down a little bit. Let's do that. Well, it's on there. I spent probably almost 2 hours messing with this linkage here, and to set the end points on the throttle servo. Oh boy, what a nightmare. Wow, all I can say is wow. It is very difficult for a beginner. But what I did, well, first of all, I had this off so many freaking times, trying out each one of these holes. Come to find out, the best way with this type of linkage here, I had to do it this way. I had to flip this little plastic piece so the longer part's over here, and then the shorter part, there isn't any, which the spring that they give you, I think is way too big, but I'm using it right now. And again, these are the factory lockdown things. I did not use what was provided in the kit because of the tool. I did not have the tool to tighten up the grub screws. Too small. So, as we look underneath here, I took off the nut because I had to figure out how that went on. So I'm just going to keep that nut off right now. So it's cut. That bolt is cut. We're going to leave it. And speaking about cutting, I took approximately 1 inch off of this new linkage because it was sticking way out here. And I didn't want that, so I cut that off. Okay, I killed my battery for the truck for 2 hours messing around trying to get the end points right. You're probably thinking, why is it taking you 2 hours? Well, the reason is because I couldn't get this to function correctly right here. And then with this linkage here, it kept messing up. It was just crazy. So a lot of messing around and watching the carburetor on this side. I had to use my phone with the flashlight to set the end point. So it's full throttle. It is full throttle. It's not overstressing that. So when the same here with the braking system, I had to adjust that in the servo. Oh man, that was a nightmare. That's all I can keep saying is a nightmare. But this is where it's going to end up for now. This linkage here is quite long. I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to cut it. And I don't know if I should have cut 1 inch off of that one or not. Oh well. But when I do brake, this, or when I do give it gas, this does hit this a little bit. It puts a little bit of stress on that when it hits. This right here. Okay, that is the best I can do. I've tried everything in my power to get it to work. So I'm going to see if that battery's almost charged, and then I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the full throttle. We'll come down a little bit. It just clears that full throttle. And then when you come over here, hopefully you can see it. Full throttle is all the way down, touching. Barely touching. There's no stress right there. There's still a little bit of chatter on the servo. I did set the endpoints as the best I could do. And this is up at an angle. It has to be, just because of that right there. Which is fine. I mean, I didn't think we would have to do that, but less stress on everything. So, and we got brake. See, that's how much stress I have because of that spring right there. But you need that spring. I know I was complaining about how big and powerful that spring is. But if you don't have it, when you apply the brake, the gas, I'm going to do it purposely here. It'll go like this. But you apply the brake. You don't want that. You want it to go like this when you apply the brake. Nothing happens. So there's a lot of adjustment here that I've done. And get a closer look of how that is. And you have to have that much play right there. I tried moving that up so it touched right about there when everything's over here. But it makes the throttle jump a little bit when you're applying a brake like that. And you don't want that. I can live with that amount of like a quarter of an inch of throttle. Just a tad bit of throttle will get that going. But that is the best I can do. I mean, I've been on this for a few hours now. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything together. And we're going to fire this bad boy up and see what happens. I have her running. We'll let her warm up a little bit. Gonna get a little smoky in here. Okay, that should be good enough. We're gonna give her some gas. See what happens. And there's the brake. Yeah, the brakes need somewhat adjusting. Well, that intake must be working because it wouldn't be running. Because you have to have that hole just right. We'll let that idle for a minute. Let's go ahead and kill it by the kill switch. There you go. Woo, a little smoky in here. Wow. Well, she works great now. Like I said, that's at the fine tune the brakes a little bit more. Well, that's nothing. I'd rather have that than what I went through. We'll shut off the truck here. So everything is still working great. The exhaust is back on, as you can tell. I'm going to go ahead and put the outer wears back onto here. And that will be it of the workings of the new throttle linkage for the Losi Mtxl. And I will have all the part numbers in the description down below, so you can order the parts from DDM. And hopefully with the pain I went through, you could see what could happen and what shouldn't happen. And then the final product. That's what she looks like. Alrighty guys, and again, thanks for watching. I know it was a long video, but it was well needed. Talk to you later.